Hey guys, Mike and Sarah back here with CU Jiu-Jitsu to do the March 2024 Flow of the Month that we normally put out for the kids. Remember, it's a great supplement for adult learning as well, but for the kids, it's a great way to teach them a sequence of movements and techniques that helps them learn a lot at one time. All right, so Sarah's going to start us off here, and we're going to get going. I'm going to show the technique, and then we're going to describe it. All right, let's talk about it.
All right, so guys, we're gonna start out with our basic single leg here. Slap bump. I get my judo grips, one on the lapel, one on the outside of the sleeve here. Next thing I need to do is I need to clear this arm out of my way so I have access to coach's legs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about turning a big wheel. I'm gonna turn, open this up. Then I'm gonna squat. I can take a nice step on the outside here, drive in with my head. Note how my eyes need to be up. My head's not down here. It's very easy for him to stuff my shot. So I'm driving him over that outside leg.
So when you get here, if you're the person getting your leg picked up, guys, go ahead and tuck your arm in through her armpit for the whizzer. This is good practice for you, even though you're kind of being the dummy at this point.
All right. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do, guys, is I need to take a step back with my right leg, squat down a little bit here, collect his leg at the ankle. Note how I'm wrapping my gi here too. That way I'm nice and secure on his ankle. I put my hand on the inside of his thigh, just above his knee. And then I turn his leg out. You see how that makes him give a little hop? Next thing, to get him to the ground, I'm gonna take a big step back with my left leg. Then I staple with my right leg here, and watch what I'm doing. My right arm is gonna punch the ground right over his leg, okay guys? Very important that we're securing the leg here. We're making like a little sandwich between his legs and mine. Next, we're gonna slide into our side control. Boom. Now, Coach Mike is doing a good job of getting a good frame on my neck here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna come inside, then collect at the elbow, bring his arm to his body. Next, I'm able to bring my left arm back, start grabbing at his elbow, and then I can sit through. Sit nice and heavy here, and watch as I slide my right hand up under his neck and grab my own thigh.
Okay, so now we're in case of Gatami. It's an uncomfortable position and I need to escape. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, is I'm gonna hug her ribs. You don't have to think about it too hard, but this is the way I like to do it with my hands. My thumb comes towards my body, my outside hand grabs the outside of my other hand. So I'm wrapping my pinky up, okay? So almost just like I was doing like a guillotine around her neck, okay? But I'm doing it on her ribs here. I give a little ice cream scoop to make it a little uncomfortable, and I squeeze. And then from here, I just think about my Upa escape. Take the butt, and I need to bring her head to the ground over here. When she posts, she's gonna push back into me. As she pushes back, I roll her. I just pull her through and I roll her. Now, Coach Sarah knows some basic self-defense, so she's not gonna roll up and keep holding on my head. Do not keep holding the head, okay? So now we're in a good side control position. If you want, go ahead and collect side control. She's got a good frame, just like we did before. My hand comes inside. I'm gonna grab my own shoulder, turn the palm out, and now I can push her arm down. Notice that this arm is already in good spot for our Americana. So I push that arm down, staple the hand through, and I grab my own wristwatch. You can hold the hand or you can keep your wrist there. I do prefer us to hold the hand. I need to pin that pinky side to the ground. We're gonna slide it along the mat towards her ribs, boom. And if they're not tapping at this point here, when we slide it towards the ribs, then we can lift and we can get that tap. Remember to make sure that we're cutting the head off from the rest of the body here, or the arm and the shoulder here, by putting our elbow next to the ear. Her next thing that she's probably gonna do is straighten out her arm. So as we do that, we just bring our body over the elbow. I have my wrist underneath her elbow at this point. I'm gonna grab my own forearm really hard here, or if you're a little taller and got longer arms, you might still be on your wrist. But from here, I'm just gonna push her wrist into the ground as I lift her elbow up, and we get a tap for a straight arm lock. Now she keeps her hand going. I'm just gonna hug her arm right here, and we're gonna switch our lock. So we're gonna go to Kimura, which is basically like an upside down key lock or an upside down Americana. So the hand that's closest to her head goes underneath. I touch my shoulder. Other hand comes up. We pin our arm to the ground. I get a hold of her wristwatch while I grab my own watch here. I'm gonna pull her hand in. I'm gonna drag it back towards her head, and then I'm gonna get a tap. If you get here and you need to lift, you can. Just make sure we're pulling up through the shoulder here, and we can get that tap. Sometimes we might pull it under the body. It just kind of depends. It is pretty tight once we get the hand close to the armpit, okay? So that's our flow here. So make sure you give this a bit of a watch and a good bit of practice here. Again, great way for kids to learn a lot of skills in a short amount of time. Adults, it's great practice for you too. Wuss.
Thanks, guys.